Namo Adita Pha. Thank you for joining me for our daily practice check-in. Listen, listen, listen. This beautiful sound calls us back to our true home. The fourth mindfulness training. Aware of the suffering caused by unmindful speech and the inability to listen to others, I vow to cultivate loving speech and deep listening in order to bring joy and happiness to others and to relieve others of their suffering. Knowing that words can create happiness or suffering, I'm determined to speak truthfully with words that inspire self-confidence, joy, and hope. I will not spread news I do not know to be certain, and will not criticize or condemn things of which I am not sure. I will refrain from uttering words that can cause division or discord, or that can cause a family or the community to break. I'm determined to make all efforts to reconcile and resolve all conflicts, however small. We're reading Beginning Our Day, Volume 2 by the monastics of Abhayagiri Monastery. And today we're reading Contented with Little by Lungpo Pasano. I recently read that in 1985, which is not so long ago, the average American purchased about 32 new articles of clothing per year. By 2010, it was up to almost 60. And that was when the economy was in a tailspin. It seems many people are becoming more and more focused on consuming, without much consideration for what they already have. By contrast, part of the ethos of living in a monastery as a samana, a religious seeker, is developing the qualities of simplicity and frugality, and learning to be careful with how we use and reuse things. For instance, I have a cold now, and have been blowing my nose quite often. I don't know how many times a day. So I tried to emulate Master Hua, who would use the same tissue over and over again until it became apparent that it could no longer be used. I must admit that, despite trying, I cannot match his austerity in this regard. However, it's a good illustration of frugality and taking care of what we use. We don't need to throw a tissue away after only using it once, but instead we can keep reusing it until it's completely worn out. Simplicity and frugality are about doing little things like that, paying attention to all the things we use, taking care of them, and avoiding waste. Living like this helps protect the culture of modesty and contentment we've established here. There's an idiom in Thai that refers to one who is contented with little. Reflecting on this can inspire a life without complication. We can live very simply by being conscious of how we use things. Contrary to what one might think, this doesn't make us miserable. Contentment is quite the opposite of misery. Living in a conscious way like this can make us happier by fostering internal qualities that lead to ease and well-being. We realize that we don't require so many things to keep us happy and comfortable. It's an internal experience based on internal qualities. May all beings be well. May all beings be happy. May all beings be at peace. Namo Adita Pha. Thanks so much for joining me.